Okay, we're on step 9 right here. Make a third constructor for CV square spiral that accepts values for both K and Q. The second constructor, the one that has Q as its only parameter, should be changed to provide a default value of 10 for K. Change the declaration of the field K so you're not initializing it in the declaration anymore. Alright, so let's take this a little at a time. So it says make a third constructor that accepts values for both K and Q. So let's do that. Let's see. So we already have two constructors at this point. We have a constructor that takes 0 parameters and a constructor that takes Q as its only parameter. And so now we want to add a third constructor with that accepts both K and Q. Okay, and remember K is an integer. Okay, and we're adding this constructor so that users will be able to ultimately users will be able to give us a value for Q. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this constructor first. So copy and paste. And of course I get some complaints because I'm making 2 copies of the same constructor. Right? It's already defined. This one with a single float parameter is already defined. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add on int K here. So I now have an int for the number of squares in my spiral, and I have Q. Okay. Now let's look at this for a second. So what I did was, and I also get a little squiggle because, oh, I don't have a param fork for K, so I should stick one in, shouldn't I? So let's, and what that's saying is that I didn't put in any special comment here for the K parameter. And you see this little @ sign and stuff in here. This is for Java docs. So you can automatically generate a nice API, you know, all in HTML for your code. So if you're interested in that, shoot me an email. But basically, this format that I'm showing you for your comments uses that takes advantage of that. So we're gonna say we have a parameter K that is the number of squares in the square spiral. Okay, and okay, so that takes care of that, but we're still not doing anything with the K here, so we need to do something with it, right? Now notice what we had before with Q was we're throwing this illegal argument exception if it's out of range, if it's some weird range. We should do something like that for K, so I'm going to copy this. And just to show you, I'm just going to say, well, I know K should be bigger than 0. So if K is less or equal to 0, then I'm going to throw an argument and just say, I don't know, illegal number of squares in spiral, and that is going to be K. The next thing we need to do here is, once we know we have a valid value for K, we can go ahead and initialize it here. But we still have a problem. It says we can't assign a value to a final variable, and that's because we've already set a value up here. So what we need to do is, that's kind of the last bit here. It says change the declaration of the field K so you're not initializing it in the declaration anymore. So let's do that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now it's not being initialized there. Seems like somebody's still unhappy though. What does this say? Oh, the other thing we wanted to do was, see, we're not initializing K here. We want to do this trick that we did here in Square Spiral, which was, what did it say here? It said the second constructor, the one that has Q as its only parameter, should be changed to provide a default value of 10 for K. So let's do that. So just like this one said, this 0.2f passed on the float. Here we're going to just say this 10 for K and Q for Q, because we're already past a Q here. And then we can get rid of this business. So now what's happening is this constructor is immediately calling that constructor. And let's run it and make sure it works. So it should do exactly the same thing as the last one did. And there it is. Okay, good. So we haven't changed any behavior on the screen, but what we did was set ourselves up so that you know, a user could pass the number of squares in the spiral as well as the value of Q.